Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for this one because in this video, we're discussing affirmations. What affirmations should I use? What are affirmations? Why should we be affirming? Okay, I wanted to talk about this because I think it's really interesting, and I also wanted to talk about a comment I received and provide some clarity. So my intent is to provide a lot of relaxation when watching this video and hopefully help you answer what personally you should use for your affirmations. Okay, also, if you are new here, this is Athena's channel. We talk about wisdom, mental warfare, and practical reasoning. It's a manifestation channel, so we just talk about deliberate creation and how to deliberately create your life the way that you intend through your emotions, through your feelings, through your thoughts. So let's go into what affirming is. We're just gonna do a very surface level overview of what affirmations are. Like what is the definition? According to Google, an affirmation, there's two versions. The first version is the action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. Here's an example sentence is, he nodded in affirmation. The second version is emotional support or encouragement. Emotional support or encouragement. So that's what an affirmation is. That's a very brief overview. What I really want to focus on right now is the second version of this definition. We can focus on both actually, but really, emotional support. What does that mean to you? Because when you're affirming something, right, and you're saying something in your head, it's a thought, and when you are continuously thinking that thought, it will create an emotion, yeah? So in the past, I was like, so thoughts create our emotions, or do emotions create our thoughts? And then I did a quick little scroll on Google, and you know what I just found so interesting? I found so interesting that when you're on Google, the first link says one thing, and then the second link says something else. Which brings me to my conclusion that, like I've said before in my other videos, the law of reversibility. This is something that Neville Goddard talks about, and I'll leave a link up above to that video. A times B equals B times A. Your thoughts can create emotions, and your emotions can create thoughts. Now, hear me out. This is very important when you're coming up with affirmations for yourself, because you want to find thoughts and affirmations that you can align and agree with. An affirmation is something that you agree with. It is something that is true. It is something that you can assume. It is something that you want to focus on. So, affirmations, typically for the purpose of this video, are positive. And what makes an affirmation positive? Well, it's something that we could describe as your true nature. Also, if you hear chomping in the background, it is my cat. She is chewing food. What I'm trying to say here is that everything is relative. So what's positive for you may not be positive for somebody else. So you have to start with what you believe to be true. Not what anybody else thinks. You got to shut everything else out. And you have to think, what do I really want? What do I really want? Once you are able, let me turn off my phone real quick. Once you are able to ask yourself and really answer, what do I truly want? Then you can, through the law of liberty, which is something that Neville Goddard talks about. I'll leave a link to the video again. The law of liberty states you can think. You have the free will to think anything that you want to think. You as one consciousness, but really, you know, we're all one, but you as one consciousness, you as the only consciousness that can experience that reality, right? You can't go into somebody else's body, okay? You can't experience their life. You can only experience your life. If you decide that you want to experience something and you want to think a thought about a certain subject, so let's say the topic is about food. On the relationship of food, there are so many various thoughts. It's like this pendulum. And your perception of what is good and what is bad, there is this range. There's this range. When really all of it is neutral, but to you, your perception, there is a range. With the law of liberty, you have the ability to choose the thoughts that you want to focus on. I think that it would be helpful, personally, to choose something that you can emotionally, that gives you emotional support. The affirmation should give you emotional support towards that goal. And then you stick to it and you persevere in it and then you endure in it. Side note, this is a side tangent. I was looking, I was just reading, I think this was the King James version of what love means, where it talks about, you know, love is patient, love is kind, love is enduring, love is perseverance, and all this stuff. And I just found it so interesting. It's like, what are we doing not imagining the life of our dreams? Like, seriously, what are we doing if we're not envisioning what we actually want? And it says in scripture that love is enduring. It says that scripture is persevering. So continue to think the thought that you want to agree with, that you agree with and you can get behind on. Now, another thing that I wanted to state, so the first thing, emotional support, okay? So we've got that down. The next thing that I wanted to state, which I think is, gosh, it makes me excited to talk about this comment. Like, I just really want to address it because somebody said to me in one of my videos, they commented and they said, I can affirm and I don't need to feel it real and it happens for me. I manifest whatever I want. And waiting for the card pass. And for that, I respond, you are in the state. Like, congratulations, you are in the state. Yes, it makes me think. It makes me want to question back and ask, did you think it was hard? Did you think that it was hard? Because if we really knew how we are as a consciousness, how we operate as one, then it won't be as surprising, it won't be as shocking when we affirm for something, and because it's logical to us, because it's not a big deal, that it would manifest. Most things that you're manifesting in your life right now are not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And the more that you can have this affirmation and you repeat it over and over again, and this thought becomes a belief, this thought will become a belief the more you continue to think about it. And that's what happens. Now, I think what's really interesting, okay, because I think about this a lot. I do. I think about this a lot. When you're manifesting something and it happens instantly, you're already on the vibrational equivalence of that thing. That's what instant manifestations are. If it's not an instant manifestation, that's okay. That is okay. I want to repeat this because it is okay for something to not just appear instantly, okay? There has got to be some compassion and some grace, just like you would with you physically exercising and being sore the next day, or you getting injured. If anybody has ever dealt with an injury, a serious injury, like, you know, breaking a bone or something like that, you give yourself grace for those things to heal. You give yourself time for those things to properly heal. And this is law. If you continue to think the thoughts, even if there is resistance, which I don't even like talking about too much, and I don't believe in letting go, because letting go is like, oh, let me give up on this thing, I don't want it anymore. But you want what you want. You're always gonna want what you want. So being okay with affirming what you want and persevering in that until it is accomplished, until it feels like this seems like this, I can't imagine me not having it. That's exactly what I did when I manifested my Porsche. I kept thinking about it. I thought about it, and I'm a visualizer. I also like scripting, but I thought about it. I thought about it every day until it got to the point where I was like, it feels weird to not have this in my life. Something that I've found to be very interesting is the affirmations that provide me the most emotional support are the ones that are typically general. Typically general because they provide me support. So here's my list. This is my list. You can use whatever affirmations you'd like to use, but everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. I'm successful at whatever I do. I'm successful at whatever I do. I get what I want. Yeah, I get what I want. Very general affirmations to soothe you, to provide you emotional support. When you are using general affirmations, they make you feel good, provide general support, and they're not really that big of a deal. This is also why self-concept is really, really important. When you focus on self-concept and you're wanting to, let's say you want to attract a specific thing, you're wanting that desire only because the only reason why anyone wants anything is because they will feel better once they receive it. The only reason, okay? So that is the only reason why we have desires, is so that we can be satisfied, so that we can feel satisfied. When you get into a state of satisfaction, all of those things will be given to you, all of them. So when you give yourself the emotional support of an affirmation, or you focus on yourself and how you are as a person and how satisfied you are with your life, giving thanks for your life, everything and more, I promise you, everything and more will be given unto you. It's scriptural. You will have more abundance than you know what to do with. It'll be overflowing. So, focusing on self-concept affirmations looks like, I'm enough. I'm deserving of all good things in my life. I deserve to have my desires. I'm feeling everything within myself right now. I feel peace, I feel joy, I feel harmony. People treat me wonderfully. The world is a friendly place. That's a big one. Albert Einstein talked about that. You either see the world as a friendly or a not friendly place. Seeing the world as a wonderful place to be in, and then having that reflected back to you, It's so incredible. So that would be my recommendations: going general and focusing on yourself. When you are able to let go of specific things, you have to understand that these people, these places, these things, these objects are byproducts. They are byproducts of your state of consciousness. And you're doing a great job, by the way. I mean, you guys don't know me. I'm like a stranger on the internet, but seriously, like whoever is watching this video, you're doing a good job. You have everything within you. You've been doing this your entire life. Your imagination is enough. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.